Hello everyone and welcome to the 10th and final round of the URL-GT3 Championship. We are at the legendary Suzuka circuit to round up this season. Looking at the qualifying results, we saw Mikko Korkiakoski taking another one of his poles, this time in treacherous rain conditions. He went out at the last second of qualifying and found superior grip there and put himself on pole by 0.4 of a second. The story of this race would be the Teams Championship battle between Alex Funnell and Alex Scott in the Mercedes and Reinhard Berger and Greg Metcalfe in the Audis. Here we go. Mikko Korkiakoski is on the pole, left of him is Tony Ukic, and Florian Kutz has a great start. He goes up the inside and takes P1 already before the first turn, which will be very difficult. Mikko Korkiakoski and Tony Ukic are side by side, they touch, but Tony manages to slot him again in third. Also Miguel Santiago Carao went a bit wide and he lost some positions starting from P4. The rest of the field keeps it very clean here, already going through the S's. Mikko Korkiakoski here running with a lot of success ballast. He's the championship leader, so this will definitely affect him. As we can see here already, Tony Ukic right on his gearbox, and I can tell you folks that it's very cloudy here in Suzuka. The forecast was for rain. It's not raining yet, but everyone is keeping their eye out for the sky to see whether it will rain or not. Alex Scott, in the meantime, is up to 4th, and unfortunately his teammate Alex Funnell didn't manage to start the race, so Greg Metcalfe here in 6th and Reinhard Berger should or have a big chance of taking the team's championship away from the leaders. Cycling through the field here, Reinhard Berger is in 15th and last position, so Florian Kutz in 1st, Mikko Korkiakoski chasing him, and Florian is not pulling away, so this could be an interesting battle with the changing conditions. It will be very tough for the drivers to make the right call at the right moment if it starts to rain here. Florian Kutz with a small mistake and Mikko now right up his bumper. Let's see what happens. Riding on board with Tony Ukic. Let's have a look if Mikko Korkiakoski can take his pole position back, and he does, as Florian makes a mistake. Let's see if yes, Alex Scott went through as well, so up to 3rd, which is very good for their team's championship. He has to stay in front of Greg and Reinhard, score well, not more points than them, but they can't score too many points. So Florian Kutz, very good start, but now down to 4th position. Also in the back on lap 2, it was very close. Sando Donadel, Reinhard Berger made his way up to 13th now, and behind him is Manuel Liguori. Very tight here through the famous S's of Suzuka. Sando goes a bit wide and Reinhard sneaks up the inside. Sando touched the grass and he almost put it into the wall. Tony Ukic still on lap 2. We see the dark clouds, and with the weight difference, Tony has some superior straight line speed, and going into 130R he gets P1 from Mikko Korkiakoski. Alex Scott is right up Mikko's tail, so we'll have to look out. Riding on board with Peter Backus, we saw him starting from the back. He's already up to P7, right behind Greg Metcalfe now. So Greg will want to keep this 6th position and hope that Reinhard makes his way up the field as well to score some valuable points. And before these two drivers is Michal Klich. He had a uneventful start, and we see it starts to rain here on the windshield of Peter Backus. So we will have to see how tough the conditions will get. Rohan Joubert in 7th, followed by Miguel Santiago Carao, who fell down to 8th after a P4 start. Miguel has some better straight line speed, goes around the outside into turn 1. And this is a very nice train of cars here. Peter Backus in P11. And Angelo Guidici was also in the mix there. Now an eventful third lap for Manlio Liguori behind these two drivers. Peter Backus and Greg Metcalf, they touch. Open up wide for Manlio Liguori, gains 2 positions here already. And now going up the spoon curve in difficult conditions, so everyone will have to judge the grip. We see Rohan Joubert going wide in his Ferrari, Angelo Guidici in the McLaren passing him, and Manlio slotting in behind Rohan and Angelo Guidici. Let's see if he can take advantage of any mistakes these guys might make. Goes a bit wide here, Manlio, up to the final chicane to round up a lap of Suzuka. Rohan makes a mistake and he has to go over the grass. Manlio takes P9, so 3 positions in lap 3 for Manlio Liguori. Now Florian Kutz, P4, we saw that, closely following Alex Scott, and he misjudges the grip into turn 1 a bit, and he has to slot in behind Florian Kutz. He's very close though, and in the rain you never know what happens. Everyone has to tiptoe around here, everyone has dry tires on, and it will be key to see when is the best time to come in. Also Tony Ukic misjudging the grip in turn 1 and got a tank slapper there, losing him more time, and that puts Mikko Korkiakowski back in P1. Now after the round of pit stops, everyone pitted once. Florian Kutz had to pit twice to get the right tire choice. Mikko came out in front of Tony Ukic, and unfortunately this gap is the closest he will get throughout the second stint. Then also in the second stint, raging battle was Florian Kutz and Reinhard Berger. We see them lapping Angelo Guidici here, and Florian making a bit of a mistake, detoured through the final chicane. Reinhard Berger closing him down, closing the gap in wet conditions. Everybody went to wet tires, some earlier than others, and Florian Kutz goes a bit wide, but he can find a grip on the outside there, and he stays in front of Reinhard. Then Avik Paniksander battling with Sando Donadel. This is the second to last lap, so when we cross the finish line here, it will be the last lap, and Sando is the AM Cup Championship leader, and he can take the AM Cup Championship today if he scores some points. Unfortunately, his close rival Dubravko Brezanjic didn't make it to Suzuka for this race, so he's unable to defend this Drivers' Championship. And I can tell you, if Sando finishes in this position, he will take the Drivers' Championship in the AM Cup, the first AM Cup in URL history. So congratulations to Sando, who will be the counterpart of Mikko Korkiakowski next season. So both driver champions. I don't mean that they will be a team. They will just both get a gold medal. A virtual one then. So Avik and Sando going at it here. And Unfortunately, Sando in the last lap went onto the gravel a little bit and he couldn't catch Avik, so he finished in 9th. Mikko Korkiakowski stayed in front of Tony Ukic, I already told you that. So P1, another win for Mikko. Then Tony Ukic in 2nd, Alex Scott brings it home in 3rd and takes the team's championship for the Mercedes guys. Florian Kutz and Reinhard Berger. The whole second stint they have been more or less 1 second apart from each other. Gap got a little bit bigger, then a little bit smaller, and by the end of the race this is what it came down to. Let's have a look at how they finished the race. Good result for Florian Kutz and Reinhard Berger as well, starting from all the way back on the grid. He made his way up to 5th position. And his teammate Greg Metcalf is a little bit further down. You will see that right away. And the points they will gain as a team, Greg and Reinhard, will not be enough to take the GT3 Teams Championship. So I congratulate as well the guys in the Mercedes SLS AMG, Alex Funnell and Alex Scott, for their Teams Championship. Florian Kutz held on to it just in front of Reinhard Berger. Then Michal Klisch, he had a good start, reasonable start, and he finished in 6th. Then Avik Panik-Sander in 8th. Sando Donadel fell a little bit back, as we see here. Then Olivier Duplessis in 10th, Angelo Guidici in 11th, Ron Joubert in 12th, Miguel Santiago Carral retired from the race, and we had some other retirements as well. Peter Bacchus did not finish the race. Magno Liguori also not, and Ron Joubert also didn't finish the race. He was put in P13. So these are the race results for Suzuka. As I said, GT3 Pro Champion Mikko Korkiakowski, AM Champion Sando Donadel, and Teams Champions Alex Funnell and Alex Scott. This rounds up Season 9 of our GT1 and GT3 championships, but next season is coming up very quickly. The GT1 car pack has been released yesterday, so grab it at UnitedRacersLeague.com and join us for some GTR2 racing soon.